It's the Jim Kerr Rock and Roll Morning Show on Q1043.
Amazing movie actor, movie star, multiple Academy Award nominee, Jeff Bridges. You know, you've been nominated, what, how many times? 4 or 5?
4 times.
About to be 5.
Okay, they're saying it'll be about 5.
It will. And you were actually called the most underrated actor in America.
Yesterday, his film Crazy Heart, which critics are raving about, opened at the Angelica and the Lincoln Center. Of course, it's going to open everywhere eventually. And Shelley was lucky enough to see it because she gets to go to the movie critics screenings.
Oh, and I had to vote for 2 critics groups. And so, you keeping your notes, and I'm going to vote for this one, that one. And in the middle of Crazy Heart, I just said, okay, the vote is changing.
You're a good singer, and I mean, this is really you. This is
All
really
you
in this performance that people are talking so much about as Bad Blake, who's a washed-up country star, but a country star nonetheless, a guy who has hits that people know.
Who could really write.
It's just that, his day as a big star has passed. He's fallen on some difficult times, has some serious personal issues to deal with, and there's a love story that's involved, and there's also the relationship with a younger artist that Bad Blake mentored, who at the time this film takes place is at the top, doing arenas and stuff like that.
Right.
And he was really impressive musically.
Isn't he great? Colin Farrell.
I was like, wow.
Yeah, he came in for, I think, 4 or 5 days and just knocked that part out of the park. I mean, he was wonderful, and then to sing together, because basically, acting's all about harmonizing together, one way or another. And Colin was wonderful to sing with and act with, and the whole deal.
But those situations really happen.
What's that?
Where the mentor finds that he's at a point in life where he's surpassed in fame
and his day has
success,
passed.
and his day has passed. And there are a lot of big name. I mean, in country music, I can name a ton of them. A lot of big name country guys, older, haven't had a hit in a long time, but they're still on the road. They're still playing every night because they just have to.
That's right.
As artists, they have to. I mean, Nashville is filled with stories of artists who just keep on going, like your character.
That's right. That's right. A big role model for me was Stephen Bruton, who the movie's dedicated to, and he's an old buddy of T-Bone's. They grew up together. We met 30 years ago on Heaven's Gate, and we got hooked up there by the star of that movie, Chris Christopherson, who's also a big role model for me in this movie. And meeting those guys back in those days, Chris got all his musician friends to come and play small parts in that movie, and that was 6 months of jamming every night after work. So in a funny way, that movie was the beginning of this one.
And Chris Christopherson was a janitor at Columbia Records in Nashville.
That's right.
Wow.
He was a janitor.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, that was his job. That's how he broke into the record business.
It's the Jim Kerr Rock and Roll Morning Show on Q1043.